Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Oxygen Not Included with me, your host, Luckymarine, and what will probably be the final episode in this run through. Most likely. There's a new update announced for, I think, the 10th of March. And so, I think getting up to the 300th cycle, it's been alright. It's been good. We started out doing one thing. We've altered it a few times. We created a small steam room, a bigger steam room, and then we went down to the magma to create a steam room, kind of, sort of. That didn't work, but I think I know why it didn't work. You're a lot better off if you were, we would have been a lot better off if we were to create something like that with dripping the fluid in and then pumping it out. I can't. Yeah, alright, there. And then pumping it out. So you've got a controlled way of making the steam. As it was, we dug out this entire chamber and then we dropped a load of fluid, a load of contaminated water on it. And as it was making its way down here, I think we lost a good amount. I would say we lost at least 80% of all the fluid that we dropped into this chamber. But you live and learn. Won't do that again. Next time, dig down and then make your own little steam chamber. For now, we learned something. We learned a lot. We also learned that you can take mob trumps, farts, and turn them into the purest of all the pure oxygens by supercooling the contaminated oxygen through 17 thermoregulators. Yep, 17. Which then blows out extremely cold oxygen, and when it doesn't blow out oxygen, it blows out just cold contaminated oxygen, which we have then filtered off, which we then do filter off. Do we? We do. We do. It ends up coming back in this return pipe eventually, and then feeding back into the loop, because we tried feeding. We tried feeding. Where did we have the filter? We had a contaminated air filter around here somewhere. I think it might have been around here. And so the contaminated oxygen that we were pumping out of this room, we were putting straight back into this pipe, but it was far too cold, and it was going through the system again and plopping out as, let's see if it's still here, as, wait, what? Where's that? What? Where's it all gone? Has that been an update? Contaminated ice. Contaminated ice. What? Yeah, anyway. Looks like that's been an update. But there was a solid oxygen ball here, 25 kilos worth of solid oxygen, and it wasn't changing states. It would just stay in at minus 200 and whatever it was, and it was just constantly there. There was no temperature fluctuations or anything. So yeah. Well, it is an alpha. Things are going to change. Bald oxygen. Cool. Oh, sorry. My cat making his way across my desk again. So yeah. Oh, here it is. Here's some of it anyway. So I'm not lying. Solid material of solid oxygen, solid material at 8.2 degrees Celsius. So it is now changing temperature. There we go. Oxygen at minus 229. So it used to plop out at this. In this state, oxygen, solid material, and at this temperature. And we had like, we ended up building up about 25 kilograms of it here. Just because we'd ended up feeding in through the system already cold, contaminated oxygen. And it was just going through and plopping out as solid matter. And it looks very recently like they have updated the game so that it now changes temperature. And probably changes from solid. There'll be a brief period where it's a liquid and then it'll change to a gas. Which is nice. So, what temperature are we pumping this out at now? Pretty much freezing. 6 degrees, 9 degrees. And every time I load up the game, this room seems to change its temperature on me, which is having a bit of a weird effect. Sometimes we get it perfect and we have 20 degrees Celsius oxygen getting created. Other times we don't, and we super cool our base. Oh, here we go. 9 degrees. 9 degrees. It'll be right. It'll be okay. Oh, we have more than enough water to be getting on with. All the waters. All the waters. I mean, we could probably, if there was an auto harvest function, you could probably at this stage hands off and it'd run. You got this filtering into here, you got this filtering into here. 45 tons worth of filtration medium still available. We'd be able to run for another 150 cycles. But no. It's. I think this playthrough has run its course. It's getting a bit long, and there's no discernible goal anymore. How much oxygen did we produce? Alright. Don't know where the chlorine has come from. I don't know how we're still getting chlorine. That's been a concern. I'm hesitant to jump on it's a bug, but we have had a lot of it. And we have pumped a lot of it away, or pumped a lot of it into getting trapped and then getting away in that terms. Let's have a look. How much have we got down here? 10 kilos. 10 kilos. 2.5 kilos. So what? Plus we started putting it into this system, so we must have already got rid of 10-15 kilos worth just by getting it out of the pipes. So we're probably up to about 35 kilos of chlorine that we processed. And we're not making it in base. We haven't got anything in base that makes chlorine. And we haven't got a link to anywhere else outside that makes chlorine. What are you doing, Mildred? Alright. So, I don't know how we're still getting... I don't know how we're still having to process out chlorine, but it's... yeah, it's there. And it's not as heavy as... what's this? Just water. It's not behaving how chlorine should. It should immediately sink. It should immediately sink underneath any carbon dioxide. It's that heavy. But now it's kind of here, and that's a bit weird. Someone asked me on one of the other videos, on the conclusion to the very first series that we did, whether I thought this game had replayability. Who's suffocating? And I was like, well, no, but yes. I mean, if you were to buy the game and go online and then find the perfect setup, are you ill? Yep. Then you didn't have to go through the failed colonies or the learning process or XYZ. Then fair enough, you'd build one colony and you'd have done it all. But that's not how the game is. It's a lot of the fun is the trial and error. It's about testing new things out. It's about learning things about the game. Things that are, or will in the alpha, at any rate, will inevitably change. So there's no point in getting too invested into a playthrough at this stage. And I'm fine with that. I am absolutely fine with that. I have had loads of fun in this particular playthrough. We have learnt so much that we'll be able to put to good use in the next one. And the next one will be after the update, whatever it is. On the Steam page for Oxygen Not Included, the kind of background, the picture that they put up is of what looks like some kind of smelting process, and a dupe throwing stuff into what looks like a smelting pot over it's like a cook pot over a flame. So that'll be interesting. So yeah, maybe, well, I don't know, why would you want to smelt? What would you smelt? You'd smelt things that could be smeltable, like the gold amalgam. You could turn the gold amalgam into pure gold by removing the mercury from it. You could turn iron into, I don't know, what do you use a smelter for? Use it to refine. And the reason you refine is for making things of a better quality, making metal of a better quality. And you need metals of a better quality for things like tooling. So a tool's gonna get introduced, maybe. Be interesting. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of scope for where this game could go. It can still go and will go in the future. And if Clay themselves don't do something, if they leave a gap anywhere, it will be sorted out by the community, the modding community. I think I've already touched on this before. Much like RimWorld, you'll be able to have one playthrough with X amount of mods installed and have a totally different experience in the next playthrough with another entirely different set of mods. And I think that's where the replayability is going to come from. Once you get skilled in the mechanics of the game itself, once you've unlocked the nuances of oxygen production, of water filtration, of being almost self-sufficient, which we kind of almost nearly are-ish, then the next challenge after that is probably come from the mods. Maybe. I don't know. There's a few things that I'd like to see. I'd like to see some scenarios. I'd like to see an end game. I'd like to see maybe the neutrino stuff that you can't mine through on the edges. Neutronium. I'd like to see perhaps a way out somewhere, or maybe this erode over time, so that if your colony lasts till cycle 500, then the neutronium layer gets to the point where you can actually get out somewhere. Yeah. I don't know. What would you like to see? What do you think there should be an endgame? Do you think it's fine as it is? Do you think having every colony not almost doomed to failure, because you can, with certain mechanics at the moment, you can become entirely sufficient? But then, once you become entirely sufficient to the point where it's essentially hands off, where's the fun in that? Would you want it to be like RimWorld, where the end game is you build something to get out of the... Who's this? Where you build something to get out of the map. Maybe you put together something that can mine through the neutronium. Maybe like RimWorld has the rocket. Come on. Like RimWorld has the rocket, maybe have a drill. Come on. Maybe have a drill of some kind that you have to build in a certain location with X amount of hatches built into it for all your colonists, and then the end is, right, everyone get in the drill, start the drill off, and off you go. There you go. You finished. You've won. You've used the resources on the map to get yourself out of there. That'd be decent. It'd give you something to aim for late game. Or maybe a changing world where you have heat cycles, maybe, or you have... No, alarm, stop, I'm trying to talk. Alright. Or I don't think an enemy as per se would work. But not humanoid, enemy. Maybe have animals. I maybe put more aggressive animals on the map. Maybe have threats that you're like, alright, well, I know that this guy can burrow his way out of this little lump of stuff that he's in. We have to enclose him before he can get out, or go in and kill him, or I don't know. But yeah, the scope for this game is absolutely huge. I have loved playing up to cycle 302. I'll let them get to bed tonight, and then we'll end this. Yeah. And let's hope the update is a good one. I mean, it's going to be, obviously it's going to be a good one. Yeah, I think we've done alright. I think we've proved that you don't have to you don't have to be amazing at the game to get late on into it. And I know there'll be people that'll go a lot further than cycle 302. We could go a lot further than cycle 302, but it wouldn't be fun to narrate. It wouldn't be fun to comment on. It'd just be us doing the same stuff over and over again. So, for the final time, I have been Luckymarine. You lot have been absolutely amazing. Come on, Mildred, get to bed. So, let's look at the report. Yeah, we're still removing more than we're adding. Power usage. Added more than we removed. It's alright. Calorie generation. Good. Good. Rest from incidents. Good. But yeah, and that will be us for today. Oh, Red. Did we never put a bed up for you? This entire time has Red been sleeping on the floor. I feel quite bad now. But anyway, from Suki, Floyd, Mildred, The Machine, Mingwai, Lenny, Red, Bogo, Pierre, Yvette, Grub, Hassan, Joshua, Marie, and that guy. It's goodbye from us, and it's goodbye from me. And I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough. Still have loads of water on this map. Absolutely loads and loads and loads of water. Yeah. But we have to end it because we're not doing anything different. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learnt something. I know I've learnt something. I've learnt lots of things, which I will encompass into the next playthrough, which will be after, again, well, I say again, it's like a broken record, which I say again, it will be after the next update from Clay. Now, Clay? So, until then, do take care.